What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another fantasy video. Today, we have our first mock draft after free agency, or at least after most of the people are on their new teams. Quick note, if you do want a full recap of that, check out the last video I've done. And then if you want to learn how you can contribute to the channel over the summer and during the season, also check out the last video. But here we go, into the mock draft. I'm going to do the same as last time because that's what the majority of people do. PPR 12 team, snake, normal, redraft league, no dynasty. We're going to randomize position, and then we're just going to use like an ESPN standard. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, flex, defense, no kicker. 6 bench spots, pretty normal. If we get the 4 spot, we're going to re-randomize. 7 spot, okay. Because I don't want to do the same spot every time. Let's start our draft. And again, I have to use Fantasy Pros because nothing else is really active. If you guys know of something that's like active, let me know. But also, I want to be able to stop and kind of review over the picks. And if I do Fantasy Football Calculator, which is my favorite one to use during the off season, it's too fast. It's too fast. It's going to be everyone's going to be simulating. No one's in the draft, so I can't really use that right now. So, in order, it went Todd Gurley at 1, David Johnson, Antonio Brown, Lev Bell, Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Hopkins. You guys will hear me say I think Alvin Kamara is going too high. Could he pay off that? Absolutely. I mean, if he does what he did last year, he will. I just think the amount of touches, I don't think that warrants a top 5 pick. The actual volume he's receiving, I don't think warrants a top 5 pick. But that's just me. So we'll see. We'll see what we have. And I do want to make a note eventually during this video, maybe in like the 5th round. Once the quarterback starts going, I'll touch on quarterback. So we're looking at here, it's a PPR league, so it's a bump down for Zeke. But we've got Zeke, Hunt, Fournette, Gordon, Cook, kind of that range. Looks to be a tier. And then wide receivers, we got Odell, Michael Thomas, Julio, Keenan Allen, AJ Green. That's another tier. I haven't heard any reports on Odell. As far as I know, he can't be disciplined at all by the league. Not only is there no evidence that he was actually doing any drugs, it was during the off season and he wasn't tested, so I don't think anything can happen. If he somehow gets suspended by the team or by the league in some way, obviously he's not as good as a pick. I'm working off the assumption that he won't be, in which case I would say that Odell is probably the best pick here. I think that he's got the most upside of anyone, and it's Odell. We know he's not going to bust unless he gets hurt, but you can say injury is a risk for everyone. So my pick would probably be Odell. I would not hate it if you picked Zeke here, and that would probably be something I'd revisit. But I think we're gonna try Odell. We did a running back last time, so let's see how it works out this time. Taking a wide receiver early, we'll see what running backs are available, more of the mid tier. It's good to do in the mocks. So after me, and I'm only gonna do this for the first couple rounds. Recap what happened. It went Keenan Allen at 8. That's too early. Then Zeke went. That seems like a really good value. Then Michael Thomas, Julio at 11. Fournette rounds out the first round. Then we've got second round is Melvin Gordon, Kareem Hunt, AJ Green, Devonta Adams, and Mike Evans. I will also note that I do not know if this factors in free agency. I don't think that it does. And I don't know. Yeah, it just says latest Fantasy Pros ECR, so that's like their rankings. I don't know if an ECR is like all of them. So maybe some of them have updated their rankings, maybe some of them haven't. So it hasn't fully affected with free agency. I'm going to draft like free agency happened. But maybe the value is going to change anyways, but the value might be a little different than it should be. But what we have here, so we've taken a wide receiver. We don't necessarily need one, especially given that wide receiver is so deep. We can find people late, especially in PPR. We can get some PPR guys late. You can get PPR running backs late, but not the studs. So we're probably looking at a running back here, especially looking at the wide receivers. Gordon, Cooks, Thielen, Doug, Ty Freak, T.Y., Landry, Diggs. All those guys are kind of close, and I've got a pick coming up, so I probably want to hold off there. We're obviously not picking a quarterback, and tight end, the big three is there. And I've got some guys I like late. Maybe it did factor it in, although it still says free agent next to Trey Burton, but that feels higher than it was when I did the last one. But that is a guy that a lot of people are probably going to have as a sleeper, but it's a guy I like right now. So let's look at running backs. We got Dalvin Cook, who I love. Mark Ingram, I love. Freeman, I'm not going to say I love, but I really like the value on that. McCoy's interesting. McCaffrey. So there's some decent picks still available. I personally would say it comes down to Dalvin Cook, Mark Ingram, and Devonta Freeman at this spot, with Cook probably being my guy. McKinnon's gone, who we'll get to in a second. I will be drafting loads of McKinnon this year, but I just think like Dalvin Cook was good before he got hurt, and that offense is now better. They're an explosive offense. He's going to get near the goal line. He's not going to have as many targets taken away from him. He's going to be the guy. So if you're getting a guy that's the guy late, well, mid, what pick even am I? I was like the 6 or 7 pick or something like that. Regardless, that's a good spot to get someone who's going to have that sort of volume. So we're going to take Dalvin Cook here. I'm the 6th pick. Okay. Oh, no, I'm the 7th pick. It was just 6th in that round. We'll say one more time who went after me just to kind of show. So Gronk went mid-second. That's interesting. Although that could also be a function of who else are they throwing to, because you got Cooks on the outside. Amendola's gone. Edelman's like 50 or 55 years old right now, but he's still going to come back. I'm interested to see Malcolm Mitchell. If he's progressing in the offseason, if he looks good, he looks like he's going to be a starter, I will be drafting him in almost every league towards the end of the draft. I liked him. I liked the pick when they drafted him. I think he's looked great. Brady likes him, especially in the red zone. Brady likes him, so that'll be a good pick. I don't know what the hype's going to be around him if he's healthy. But we got Gronk. We've got Josh Gordon, then Thielen, Ty Freak, Larry Fitz end of the second round, and then LaShawn McCoy end of the second round. That just feels crazy. I'm not saying that's bad, but it just feels weird sometimes seeing LaShawn McCoy go kind of late. Third round starts off Doug Baldwin, Brandon Cooks, Ertz goes early third, Juju Smith-Schuster goes early third, then Diggs and Dez. So Juju's going ahead of Diggs and Dez. Don't agree with that, but hey, what are you going to do? Mark Ingram is still available, and Devonta Freeman are available. So there's no way we're touching those wide receivers. There's no way we're taking Kelsey. We have to take the value at the running backs there. McKinnon's at 23 right now. That's going to rise, but that's a guy we will absolutely target in the 4th round. I've said, and I said in the last video, I think 3rd round's where he's going to go, early 3rd, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pushes late 2nd round. But right here, guys, it's between Freeman and Mark Ingram. My gut says Mark Ingram. Yeah. I think I would draft Mark Ingram here, but that's really close. Really close. I'm not going to say exactly who's gone every round from now on. So for left now, we have Dalvin Cook, Mark Ingram, and Odell. Wide receivers we could take Alshon, Golden Tate, Demarius, who now has Keenum at quarterback, Crabtree, who is no longer with Oakland and got cut and then signed with the Ravens, Sammy Watkins in Kansas City, Woods as the only guy for the Rams. So some of these have been updated because Woods is going higher now. But those are all just plays. I would say Alshon's pretty ahead of the field there with Golden Tate and Demarius as a tier of their own. So one of those would not be a bad pick. We got Jordan Howard in a PPR league is likely not someone that I really want at this pick. Duke Johnson with an unknown future. We're not going to touch that. Derrick Henry, I won't be drafting in all likelihood this year now that Dion Lewis is there. Barkley, I mean, we don't know what team he's on, but that has a lot of upside if he does go to a team that's going to utilize him. No way we touch Chris Thompson here. Dion could be a play. Hyde depends on where he goes. But for me, even though I think it's possible we got him at the next pick, just for terms of what would I actually do, there's no way I would pass up on Jerick McKinnon at this spot. So we're going to take McKinnon, even though maybe I could have got him in the next round. There's no way he's going actually in the 5th round, so we're going to take him there. So quarterbacks are starting to go. So quarterbacks are going. It looks like was Wilson. No, Rodgers went in the early 4th, and then Wilson went in the late 4th. So now we'll talk a little bit about quarterbacks. You guys know, and I already know that you guys know you should be taking quarterbacks late, but just to like reiterate that, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, I would say that you can throw into the elite tier, that they should be getting you a good amount of points every week. But then if you go to the tier below, Jimmy G, Stafford, Prescott, Big Ben, Goff, Ryan, Winston, Rivers, Mariota, Mahomes, Alex Smith, I would say the top 20, even Tyrod if he's actually playing, and even Keenum, that'll go up higher. So there's probably 22 quarterbacks that I'm fine if I'm in the, let's say there's 15 rounds. I don't remember how many. Say there's 15 rounds. We're taking defense kicker in the 14th, 15th. In the 13th round, I'm fine with any of those 22. Now, I have preferences on those guys. I mean, I don't really draft Dak. I don't draft Big Ben. I don't draft Matt Ryan. But I'll draft Mahomes. I'll draft even Bortles. I'll draft Tyrod. I'll draft Keenum. I'll draft so many people. Why on earth would you take one in the 4th or 5th round? It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. So we will always wait on a quarterback. Last video, I think I drafted Cousins in like the 9th or 10th round. That, I think, is okay. If someone in these first 9 is available in like the 10th, then I'm okay with it. Just know you can wait a little longer. I just think at that point it's like a 3-round difference. That's fine. So 9th, 10th round is where you can be like, okay, if someone I really like in that group is available. I'm not talking about like if Stafford or Garoppolo or something is available. No. A really good player is available, then you can take him. We're not taking them. We wait on tight end, like I said, unless the big 3 falls, but top 5 have gone. So Jimmy Graham's probably in a tier with them, but we're not going to take him in the 5th round. So we have 2 of each, right? No. Well, we have 3 running backs and 1 wide receiver. So we should probably lean wide receiver here if we can. We got Dion, Hyde, and Collins and Ajayi. Dion, Hyde, Collins, and Ajayi are probably the 4 in consideration for this pick. Excuse me. Crabtree, Watkins, Woods are probably the 3 wide receivers. And I would say looking after that, I should probably take one of them. Taking Watkins is risky as a 2, but there's a lot of upside there. I would probably draft him ahead of Woods, although I really like Woods as a pick. I like him more as a 3, not a 2. Crabtree is also not a bad pick. We know John Brown is there as well, but they really don't have that many weapons outside of Crabtree. So I would say, given my current team, I think it would be a little risky to take Watkins here. Although, more in the 6th round. 6th round and on is when we don't really care about risk. We just want to take upside. I think after this pick, we should worry about more upside and not worry about risk. But I'm having a hard time deciding between Woods and Crabtree for who's safer. Woods might be better. I did read something about the cornerbacks they face, something like that. I don't remember what it was, though. That's a tough pick, but I'm gonna lean Crabtree here and hope that he's just the focal point of that passing offense. Hope that they throw the ball a little more than they did last year, but we'll see what happens. Robbie Anderson going in the 6th round. Okay. That feels Feels early, but I don't think Watkins was taken. Nice. They made the pick for me. So now we've got Dion, Ajayi, or Watkins, and we're definitely taking Watkins here, just for pure upside purposes. Remember, 6th round on. We don't care about a player's floor. I mean, to be completely honest, you're likely going to cut someone in your first 3 rounds at the end of the year. Like, that's just how it works. So the odds of hitting once you hit the 6th round and on are so minimal that we're taking upside there. We're not even looking at quarterback yet. Tight ends, we still have Graham. Hunter Henry took a little bit of a hit with Virgil Green signing, but I don't know how much yet. Rudolph, Doyle. I would only take Graham at that spot. Running backs. No one jumping off the page as I have to draft, although I will say Burkhead I liked. Still, they just signed Jeremy Hill for some stupid reason, so we'll have to see on that. I think the play here might be Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, you could take Devonta Parker for the upside, but he's just disappointed us so many times. I think Cooper Kupp. And then I'm pretty set on wide receiver. I mean, you obviously take more, but I can shoot for the stars on the rest of my wide receivers. It's Cooper Kupp or Jimmy Graham. I doubt Graham will be available at the next pick. Would Cooper Kupp might be? There are tight ends I can take late, but that is intriguing with Jimmy Graham. So let's just see. We'll take Graham here. We'll just hope that Kupp doesn't. Oh, there goes Kupp. Fantastic. We can manage. We'll find some guys. So recap of the team. You got Dalvin Cook, Mark Ingram. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Dalvin Cook, Mark Ingram, McKinnon. I like that core of running backs. Then Odell, Crabtree, Watkins with Graham. Okay. Looks good so far. Running backs are kind of gross, but Chris Carson jumps off the page at this spot with Burkhead jumping off the page after that. Montgomery late. Wide receiver Sanders kind of screams value at this spot. McCollman's not bad. Goodwin's not bad. Fuller's not bad. So there's still some guys there. I would take Chris Carson probably if I was put in this spot. The dude was just good before he got hurt last year. See, so a few of those wide receivers I just named got drafted. Awesome. Take a gander at quarterback, but I mean, I'm not taking the risk on luck right now. There's just no reason to with all the quarterbacks. Yeah, it's Burkhead at this spot. Remember, running backs in a standard league, if it's even close, you lean running back. In a PPR league, it doesn't matter as much, but I'll say that I feel pretty decent about Odell, Crabtree, Watkins, that I don't need to take a wide receiver here. And I do think I can find some guys late. I think I can get Coleman. That's what I'm thinking. I think I can get Coleman in the next round. So I'm going to take Burkhead here. Crowell is not a bad pick either. But I think I'm going to take Burkhead. Pretty set at running back at this point with Cook, Ingram, McKinnon, Carson, Burkhead. That I think we can take another wide receiver. Okay. Coleman got taken, so my backup was Cobb. I'm not going to touch Bryant. He's just too up and down for me, and he's a standard play only. I'm not going to touch Deshaun. Yeah, you have to take Cobb with this pick. Although I'll say D.D. Westbrook's probably not a bad pick either. Take Cobb there. It's the 11th round, so we'll look at quarterback. There's still everyone available. Jimmy G is my favorite out of this group, but there's so many guys that I'm just gonna keep going with running backs and wide receivers. I think we're split pretty evenly. Just looking at pure upside for wide receivers, it's Dede and John Brown. who I think John Brown's going to be going higher than this. But if he is going at this spot, I'm fine with that as a pick. I do think he'll jump a few rounds, though. People are going to draft Doug Martin way earlier than this. He's now the starter for Oakland with a pretty good offensive line. That's probably the pick, even though I don't like drafting him. There's no way he'll be going this late, I feel like. But there's no way you take any of these guys. Stewart. So there's some decent running backs going late right now. But I think Doug Martin would be the pick here. And then we have one more spot, which we should probably have, what, 6 running backs? Yeah, we have 6 running backs and 4 wide receivers. So this spot will go to a wide receiver. I want the biggest upside. If anyone left. Oh, my boy Danny's still there. I mean, Danny Amendola is probably the pick here. But upside is Dede. I mean, technically Mike Williams. I haven't heard anything really on him. How he's progressing. John Brown, Kenny Golladay. It's the guys I listed last time. So if you're looking right now, it's Mike Williams, Dede Westbrook, John Brown, Kenny Golladay, Danny Amendola, Tyler Lockett, Snead maybe, Cameron Meredith maybe, J.J. Nelson maybe. Depends on who their quarterback ends up being. I think I'm just gonna take Danny Amendola just as like an honorary. He's my guy. I just gotta take him. Quarterback. My other guy, Jimmy G. Pretty obvious pick. And this is also why we wait, because I would have been fine with Jimmy G. These are my guys right now. I'm just not doing any research. It's Jimmy G. It's Mahomes. Tyrod if he starts. Keenum. I think I already listed that earlier, but those are the guys that I would target late. 0% chance Jimmy G goes in the 13th round. But hey, that's what they gave me, so I'm going to take it. And then we'll take whatever defense is left. Still, I mean, yeah, Texans, Chargers, Rams are all really good defenses. Saints are still on the board. I would say Rams just because of their new cornerback situation. They're a pretty darn good defense, and they play in a dome, and they're pretty good in that dome. We never pay attention to our draft grade unless it's an A+. And there's the team. Okay. So Jimmy G, Dalvin Cook, Mark Ingram, Odell, Crabtree, Jimmy Graham, Jerick McKinnon, Rams. For the bench, we got Watkins, Carson, Rex Burkhead, Randall Cobb, Doug Martin, Danny Amendola. Feels like a good team, especially loading up the bench with 2 PPR options for wide receiver in Cobb and Amendola. We got upside for Watkins, and just running backs I like besides Doug Martin, but that was just a pure upside play. No way he goes that late. But Carson and Burkhead, really like those 2 running backs. Jimmy Graham, ton of upside at tight end. He'll be going in the 5th round, so you won't be able to get him where I got him. No way you'll be able to get Jimmy Garoppolo where I got him. No way you'll get Jerick McKinnon where I got him. ADP is going to change, but that's what it's looking like in March. Forgot what month we were in. I think that's it. That's going to do this video. Hope you guys did enjoy this early Mock Draft Monday. First one after free agency. If you did, how about we hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching.